Hello everybody, this is Tracy Newman from the Navigators Tarot, here to do a couple of readings for you. We'll head into the Divine Masculine reading at this point in time. We'll see what the masculine energies are wanting to tell us this week. The masculine energies, of course, wow, look at this, masculine energies. As soon as I actually, they just flipped over, we have the Nine of Cups here. Oh, is it? No. Yes, no, it is, the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is literally, this is in the past energy. It's interesting. Wow. It's a very deep card. The Nine of Cups has always been about more about sort of like, it's a very deep sort of card. It's about moving into a dark night of the soul, going straight down into, like in one of the tarot cards. It's, which one is it? I think it's the mythical one. And it's literally a lady moving down a stairwell into the depths of the abyss. But that is in the past. It's a very contemplative energy for the masculine. He's really focused at this time on, very focused on healing at this point in time. He has in the past been quite distracted, but that has actually led him into a wanting to sort of like move into a different sort of part of himself. So he's now starting to actually look very, very deeply within, and that's in the past. So that's actually started. It can be also to a card of depression as well. But in this instance, I feel like it's a really good chance for him now to go within and to go very deeply within and to find the focus of where his wounding has actually led him to this dark night of the soul. The dark night of the soul will always lead you down very, 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 very deeply till you hit rock bottom. And then, of course, the only way is up. So that's what's happening with the masculine energies at the moment. But then we also have the Two of Cups, which is a beautiful card of love between two people. So the reason why he is needing to go down so very deeply into himself and into the depths of his own soul and understanding of who he really is, the reason he is doing that, because he understands that he is not an island. He cannot do this on his own, and his connection to himself will quite often take the form of being able to connect with another. And he's actually recognizing that the only way he can truly connect with himself, the catalyst, is usually the wanting to connect with another. And understanding the importance of that within his own healing structure. Wow, we have... So all the chakra points here. What I would say to this is that this is Kundalini rising pretty much. It's burning off a lot of the old dross. And that's pretty much what's going on with the masculine at the moment. He is literally burning off any of the old energies that are no longer, that he's accumulated within, and can sometimes, manifest as disconnection and also anxiety and overthinking. But it would appear right now the Kundalini is actually starting to rise within the masculine and is burning off a lot of the old energies that are no longer, that have kept him bound to the earth plane. But now he's actually starting to shift and move out of that and come up into and alight every single chakra as he's going through, which is part of the Kundalini process. Yeah. And opening the third eye, I'm getting, that is his connection to source and all that is. Wow. We have masculine and feminine, which is his challenge is to balance out those energies of the masculine and feminine. So he's understanding the need for balance between those energies. And this is another reason why he's gone down deeply into his soul to find the truth of who he really is, so that he is actually not relying on an outer source for his sustenance or growth, or lack of growth, actually, because the more he looks without into the 3D matrix world, the more he is led astray from the truth of who he really is, because he's not going within and not being able to access those particular centers of feeling and emotion from the solar plexus or the heart area. But this is actually occurring now. So this Kundalini energy is moving upwards into his body and moving through, clearing out any of old remaining energy that he can no longer tolerate within his own cellular structure. So the masculine and feminine, this is like balance, but of course this is in the challenge area. So this is his challenge to become balanced within the masculine and feminine energies. But he has to be very, very careful, because in his environment there is much to distract him. There's much deception, and he has to be very careful about not deceiving himself with his outer world. Yeah, so he has to sort of like get very, very clear about where he's actually going and what he's actually doing. Because the world, the 3D matrix world, as it stands right now and has done for quite some time, has always been about distraction and leading the masculine away from his core center and of who he actually really is, and also leading him away from the feminine. And also too, sometimes in really, like in the past, has subjugated his own feminine to the extent that he really has no balance and knows not who he really is. We have the Queen of Water. So the Queen of Water is in his advice, and it is literally about moving into, these beautiful feminine energies of nurturing and love and kindness, which that's his advice, is to actually do that to himself, to be kind, to be loving, nurturing to himself at this point in time. Very deep cards at the moment for the masculine, very deep. Like we have the Queen of Water, but then we also have this Nine of Cups as well. These are very, very deep emotions that he is starting to recognize within himself. Yeah, really interesting. Once upon a time, there was distraction. I'm actually getting with these cards that the Kundalini is forcing him to pretty much be focused on his own healing at this time. We have the Mother, and then we have union. So he is coming into union within, and it is the Mother, it is the Empress. Quite often with the masculine, it can be a projected, this can take the form. So a lot of the time, so when I talk about masculine and feminine, I talk about the energies. But a lot of us carry either one, like more of one or the other at any given time. And sometimes, we can fluctuate between. It has nothing really much to do with gender. So depending on where you are at and what, whether you've got more masculine or feminine energy, those that hold the greater amount of the masculine energy at this time are gravitating towards the Empress, which is quite often a projected feminine who is a catalyst for change for them, for the masculine, but also too, it's like she is it's like he holds the key that literally can open the door. So she's literally the keyhole and he has the key. And so quite often this woman, this feminine energy, which comes in the form of the Empress in this beautiful shape, this beautiful woman here, can be the catalyst to basically turn the key for him and for his healing, so that he can come into balance and into union within. Yeah, very amazing cards this week. The masculine is doing extremely well, you know, and he is taking action towards his own healing, because we have this healing card here, but we also have the hero here, which is the Knight of Wands. So he's moving very quickly into his own healing, and he's taking responsibility for that. There are not many really earthy cards here, no real grounded sort of energy here, but and that's one thing that the masculine at this time is probably needing, a little bit of grounding. But with healing, quite often it's about moving and shifting and allowing the changes that are occurring and make so that it can make way for something much greater, a much more beautiful energy to come through. He is the sage in his own life. He's understanding he must need. This is this is going back to this one too. So the sage, when he is healing, knows exactly what it is that he must do. And quite often it does require him to go very deeply within and to allow the healing to begin. And he is his own sage. He is his own healer, and he recognizes that. Yeah, so just do one more card for the masculine. Ooh. Squirreling away the Queen of Fire. So once again, this is about, and victory. So he will literally have victory over over the dark night of the soul and his own healing. So he is moving very quickly into that and moving into balance. Yeah, beautiful cards for the masculine. So for the masculine energies, if there are any wounds that need to come up, you know, like old heartbreaks or anything like that, that will, or sadness at all, he's being required to go very deeply now to assess that, heal it and release it. Okay, so that's all I have for the masculine this week. So if you haven't already, hit like and subscribe, and I shall see you anon. Bye for now.